Hey guys, what's up? I'd like to share with you some tips on practicing your major scales today. Um, Major scales, we hear about that all the time, how important they are, and they are very extremely important. But they also it can be extremely boring, right? What I tell my students is that the more technical stuff you know, the more scales you know, the more fun you're going to have because you're going to be able to do so much more. You're going to be able to play with a more varied group of musicians. You're going to just be able to have a lot more fun. So, in your practice time, I encourage everybody to kind of do your warm ups and your scales and technical things first before you just dive in and play songs. Get the boring, so-called boring stuff out of the way. But I'm going to also show you some ways that you can practice your scales that are a little bit more fun than the boring old ways. So, first of all, let's talk about the alto saxophone. This is in the key of concert E flat. So if you're playing tenor, this would be your F major scale. We're going to do our C major scale for the alto saxophone. And if you only know how to play it one octave, that's okay. But by now, if you've been playing for a couple months, you should probably know how to play your scale, your C scale 2 octaves. So probably the way that you've learned it, and maybe sounds something like this. With an arpeggio at the end there. And if you don't know what an arpeggio is, that's okay. I'll tell you later. Just send me a message and I'll explain it. But just the scale, we've done it up and down there, no sharps or flats, concert E flat, C scale for the alto. Right? Now what do? You want to get comfortable playing in any key. That's the goal. So you can just go and play and have fun and play with other musicians. So now you want to really start exploring this key, which means you're going to start practicing the scale in a different way. So instead of just going up and doing that pattern that everybody does for all state tryouts and everything, now I want you to do the scale backwards. And actually, let's keep that same all state pattern, but we're going to start on the high C and come down and go all the way back up, and then we're going to do the arpeggio in reverse. So I'll do it slowly so you can understand how it's supposed to go. All right, so faster, obviously, if you can do it at a slow tempo, gradually speed it up, right? Okay, and go through all the keys eventually. But now, the next thing is, if you can do that, now try coming up with some different patterns. Here's one that I like to do. It's called 1 2 1 2 3 2 1 2 3 2 4 3 blah 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 blah. I'm not good at math. Okay, let me explain how it works. You start on the first note of the scale, you go to the second note, back to the first note. Then you go to the second to the third note, back to the second to the first. You see the pattern? You see it? So if you wrote it out, it would look like 1 2 3 2 1 2 3 4 3 2 1 and so on. So let me just play it for you. So I'm just going to do it in one octave to make it easy. So there you have it. And you can now also do that reversed. So start at the high C and come down one note at a time. Keep adding a note each time. And so on. And then you want to gradually speed these things up as you get them down pat, so you're not thinking about the notes. So you're just, in other words, getting the feel for C, getting the feel for whatever key you're practicing. And then do it in another key. Do it in C sharp. Oh, I need to practice that key. Dang it. Nobody's perfect, okay? Now, one last thing you can do and is practice the scale over the whole range of your instrument. Okay, so let's take, for example, the F scale. No, let's just do C because that's what we've been talking about here. So C for alto, concert E flat. I'm going to play from low C up to high C, 2 octaves. Then I'm going to keep going as high as I can go and staying in the scale. So I'm going to go up to a high F, which is the highest normal range of the saxophone. And then I'm going to come all the way back down and stop. And sorry, when I get to low C, I'm going to keep going down because I can go a little bit lower, can't I, in the key of C? I can go to a low B. And then I'll come up one note and stop on low C. So let me play that for you. I'm going to try to all do it in one breath, so do it all in one breath. So it might be a little bit faster than you can do it, but that's okay. Speed is not important right now when you're starting, when you're getting started. Okay? And you can apply that to other scales. Now, what I want you to do now is think of another pattern that maybe I didn't suggest and leave it in the comments below and share that with me because I love to learn new things, and I've been playing a long time, but I learn new things all the time. So hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe and keep watching Mullins music stuff. All right, rock on.